Hey, what's going on? This is E from the Easy Entrepreneur YouTube channel. And you guys know I flip diabetic supplies full time. All right. And so this video is about going on pickups and, buying the supplies from the seller. Some of us in this business, we do have local businesses where we're picking the supplies up from the seller. Some people, they're doing this business state to state where they're having the sellers mailed to them. Some people are doing both strategies. I do both strategies, but this video is about doing pickups and stuff. So with pickups, when a seller calls you and tells you what they have, this, that, and the third, you guys agree on the price, at that moment, you want to figure out, what's the best time to meet and where you guys should meet at. Don't be afraid to, make it comfortable for yourself. It's not everything that the seller says that's the way it has to go. So for example, seller calls you 8:30 at night. I got this, that, and the third. You agree on the price. And he's like, where you at now? Cause meet now. You're like, man, it's 8:30 o'clock. It's 8:30 at night. Like, no, man. Like, we can do this tomorrow in the morning or afternoon. And you'll get sellers like that sometimes because they just want the money so fat. They just want the money so bad. So you let people know what you can do. If you want to meet someone in a public area, you tell them, let's meet in the public area. If somebody wants you to come upstairs to their house and you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to do that, right? As far as what the seller would say in that scenario, maybe the seller might get annoyed or, they might come downstairs. Majority of the time, they'll come downstairs. The only time we've had that situation where the person was annoyed was, I guess the guy was used to me coming upstairs. And so when I had my driver go, my driver declined it. And, he was annoyed. He didn't want to come downstairs. Another person, another scenario, this guy was heavy set and he didn't want to come downstairs due to his health reasons. And he had the same situation too, where he felt like, hey, the other guy came, why can't you come? And my driver guy's like, listen, I got other pickups to do. I'm not trying to do all that. Come downstairs and meet me. Didn't want to. But that's two people out of, hundreds of people, right? But as far as going to pickups, you always want to make sure, you have dollar bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills. You want to have smaller bills like that because the seller, whatever you're paying them, it might be an odd number, right? It might be $63, $265 you're paying them. The seller might have more stuff when you pull up, but that happens a lot of times. They'll tell you have this, then they have more. For example, I just saw a seller, and I was gonna pay them $380. They came out and they had a lot more stuff, which I end up having to pay them $600. Good thing I had that extra money on me. Actually, I only had $580 left, and I owed them $20. And I just told them, hey, listen, I owe you $20, and they was cool with it. I do good business and all that, so it was cool. Sometimes you'll have pickups where maybe the seller's not going to be there and they're going to have a family member come downstairs. So for example, like that person I just saw, they had a family member come downstairs and sell me the supplies and stuff like that, which is cool. So make sure you have, dollar bills, $5 bills, because $10 bills, extra cash on you. As far as feeling like someone's going to steal the money from you, I don't never feel that way. Just because, I'm pretty confident myself, I'm pretty street savvy. So I kind of understand, the dynamics that I'm up against, right? But for anyone else who feels some type of way due to the cities that they're living in and stuff like that, have people meet you in public areas. If you know that the pickups in the side of the town that is dangerous, have that person meet you somewhere else. And I'm pretty sure that they will too, because they obviously know that things are a little dangerous as well. So as far as that, as far as pickups after buying stuff from the seller, when you're about to buy something from a seller, you don't want to give them the money right up front, right? You don't want to hand them the money and then go and look through the supplies, make sure everything checks out. Um, I've done that a bunch of times, but I've had one or two times where the stuff didn't check out. The seller didn't want to really give me the money back, and stuff like that. Um, you know, so I make sure I want to see the supplies. One time I tried to just see the supplies from someone before giving them money, and the guy gave me one box out of all the boxes he had for me to look at that. I'm like, no, I need to see every supply because I need to see the condition. And this guy's like, can you give me the box back? I said, all right, here. And he's like, I don't want to sell. I'm like, man, you're corny, dude. Like, I pulled up on you in my own car. Like, if I done something like steal from you, you see my license plate and all of that. So I'm just like, whatever. But like I said, my experiences is literally these are things that's happened once or twice out of hundreds and hundreds of pickups that I've been on. I'm literally on like 5 to 10 pickups a day over the last 2.5 years. So these are scenarios that I'm telling you that it's happened once in a blue moon. So I don't want you to think that this is things that you're gonna deal with all the time. Not at all, right? So obviously when you pull up to a seller, you do want to check their supplies because what they say they got could be wrong, it could be damaged, and usually sometimes they won't be upfront with you. Sometimes they try to tell you the game. Oh, it's not open though. It's not open. It's all good. Da da da. You're like, listen, I'm the expert in this. You know what I mean? You're not. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I cannot buy this. I need to look like this. Or they'll tell you, obviously a supply costs a certain amount because this is what they was billed for. You're like, well, this is not resale. So, you could just forget about how much they told you the box was. This box was $139. Yeah, it's not reselling. That's not what it is with resale. Mind you, insurance inflates stuff like crazy. So is that really the real value of it, right? You know what I'm saying? So you have situations like that. But for the most part, everything kind of goes smooth. Even like situations where I gave people the money first and looked at the supplies and then things didn't check out right. I asked them to give me back $20, $30, because now I'm not buying this and not buying that, and they're cool with it. Hey, here you go, da da da. You know what I'm saying? And obviously always look at the people's supplies when you pull up, even if they're your repeat customers and they've done great business with you all the time. They try to slip things in there sometimes that they know that are not the buying criteria that we go by. Sometimes it's not even their problem. Sometimes the pharmacies are giving them stuff that's damaged. So always look. I wouldn't say don't trust people, but just at the end of the day, this is business. You need to look at everything. You know what I mean? Because then you take that bag from them, give them the money, they don't even look because you're like, they know the deal. You get home, you lay everything out. You're like, man, what is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? But if, in a scenario like that, always take note. Like, yo, this seller right here from this address is their number. I'm gonna let them know that this wasn't right. And I usually send them a text, hey, you see this? This isn't right. Next time, you know what I mean? I need it to be this, that, and the third. I usually don't tell them, hey, I'm gonna take some money off. You'll have really cool sellers who will tell you like, hey, listen, take that money that you spent on this, pay only this much next time. I don't think you should tell them up front that you want to pay them lesser next time, because then you want them to call you back. If they know that you're not gonna pay them, you're gonna pay them lesser, they might not call you back, right? You will have people try to ask you to borrow money and stuff like that. And you deduct it from the next time. Don't do it because they're gonna keep asking you. I used to do it, now I don't, because they're gonna keep asking you. And sometimes you'll have people who, you're like, man, this person would hurt a fly, right? This person's coming out in a wheelchair, really nice lady, and like they'll try to finesse you and tell you they're gonna do something, and blowing you up until you actually do it. Text you. Can you give me some money so I go to the pharmacy so I can get the supplies? Can you give me the money so I go to the pharmacy? Give you a whole story. Then you go do it, give them the money. Now they didn't go get the supplies. They disappear for 2 weeks. Then they want to resurface and give you some whole crazy story of what happened and why they, who knows? They just probably took the money to go do their own thing. And it said, hey, this is how they get over in life. They just tell people all types of stories, and people believe them because people feel bad for them, right? Don't ever feel like you don't have to. Don't ever feel like you need to hold on to a seller, right? There's tons of sellers out here. It's just, as I'm in this business, after a while now, I'm just even more chill when it comes to just like, it's either my way or not. You know what I mean? Whatever. And I'll keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Because there's tons of sellers out there. But I am fair though. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So it's not like I'm being rude or anything. But you'll come across sellers who can be very they could be annoying, and they're really good people. It's usually the people they're usually really good people, but they could be annoying, and it probably has a lot to do with their walk of life. That maybe they've gotten away with always being kind of finessey and stuff like that. So you have situations like that. So just be savvy. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You'll learn from your mistakes. That's how you become savvy. It's how you become more prepared in certain situations in your life from making mistakes and learning from them. So yeah, that's just how to handle pickups. Obviously when you get the supplies, put the supplies somewhere where nothing crushes them. I had a student who bought a supply, and I know they spent some good money on it, and then they crushed it. They put it somewhere in their car or something or whatever, and they crushed it. Buyer can't buy that. So make sure you put that stuff up. Maybe bring a pen and pad with you. Write down your transactions, how you're doing everything. You know what I mean? Come home, put that stuff on the computer. You know what I mean? Store it. Put that stuff up in your house somewhere safe. And when you're ready to invoice, you're ready to go. You're ready to invoice, and you got everything there and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's just on pickups and stuff like that. Give you guys a little bit of game. Obviously I have a course, mentorship and stuff like that. Sorry if I sound very, I'm not as upbeat, because, we're working over here, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who really actually does the business full time, doing $200 to $500 a day, you know what I'm saying? So, pumping this content out daily, it gets a little kind of crazy, because then you're like, oh man, you want to chill, but you're like, oh, let me get a little 10-minute video out for the people, you know what I'm saying? But I got a course and a mentorship, link below. Book a call with me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. All right, peace.